We are back, and I'm so glad you guys are here. We're going to do it again. We're going to do another Dream Theater. But this time, we are going to do a live version of Dream Theater. We're going to do Illumination Theory live from the Boston Opera House. And this it's going to be a video, obviously. We're going to do a live video, so I get to see them perform. And it's also got lyrics. I don't think I've ever done a lyric video, so we'll see how that works out. It looks like a pretty quality video. This song is the last song on their album. Looks like it's just entitled Dream Theater, and it was released in 2013. It's a 1 hour and 8 minute 9-song album. And this is the last song on the album. Not the most played on Spotify, but it's like around 4th or 5th. Looks like The Enemy Inside is the big one off of this one. But this was a subscriber request, so I am definitely super stoked to do that. Let's get started with it right away. Why don't we? I like that idea. Who thought of that? Was that your idea? It's a good one.
It was beautiful. I was moved. It went from metal, rock, symphony, classical. It, I just can't say enough. I love this. I'm subscribed. I'm going to listen to this again. I'm going to have my kids, my husband, everybody that I can possibly think of. I'm blown away. You all share with me some of the most amazing music, and I just can't thank you enough. I did not know what to expect, and I am so glad I started with this, so thank you. Let's go. Made my night.
All right. That was cool. Well, one thing became clear during that. Getting to see them live like that. Dream theater sort of makes sense now. I mean, that was like a theatrical production, was right? That was really cool. That was 19 minutes. Didn't feel like it, man. That was really good. That had so much in it, man. Really, really fantastic. And like I was saying during the video, during the song, I mean, there's just nothing like real music. You just don't hear that kind of music on the radio anymore. You got to go seek it out and find it, personally, to find the real musicians writing the real songs for themselves, not writers. And then you have somebody in a studio and they're all auto-tuned and vocally, and that's just not what this is. This is real musicians that can really play their instruments expertly. Like I said, maybe it was during this video. It was so long ago. It's just really nice to hear real music. Oh, I was going to say something else and then I lost my train of thought.
This band is so meaningful. So meaningful. Yeah, so that was Dream Theater Illumination Theory live from the Boston Opera. It did look like an opera. Wow, man. I thought it was just gonna be instrumental though, because I wasn't seeing the singer, but then he came out and wow, man. I didn't expect the keyboardist to play the guitar. He was playing the guitar too. Yeah, someone did comment telling me that it's a guitar. It looks like a guitar, but it's a keyboard with keys. I like that part when he was using the guitar. Oh my god.
All of those musicians played their instruments like they could do it in their sleep.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, ridiculously
bravo.
Crazy parts. Crazy.
Yeah, I can't believe I never heard of these guys. Dream Theater.
Amazing. And that was like a theater production. Like.
Oh yeah, they did everything. Phenomenal. I'd love to hear more about these guys.
Beautiful song.
Comment below. Let me know some information about these guys.
Beautiful song.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll catch you guys again soon.
Love you guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so once that last portion of the song started, it felt like it was turning into a Journey song. And Journey is one of those bands where like they're known for like the karaoke hits. But if you listen to the rest of their stuff, they're so good. They're so good. This ended on a really high crescendo of positivity, and it works within the theme of illumination. So you start with kind of like the hint of what the high notes and the positivity is going to sound like with the orchestral piece, but it's got that undertone of the underlying darkness that then sort of takes over with the guitar work. But surely and slowly that positivity and light start shining through in playfulness and then the major chords, and until finally at the end of the song, it's just this explosion of triumph. So, yeah, this was excellent. The last couple of videos I saw of theirs, I didn't see an orchestra. I don't remember an orchestra. Certainly not a choir. So I am going to assume this is the same concert, but it might be a repeat of the venue and a different concert, but I'm not entirely certain. I'll have to double check. What's cool about this is that this also kind of like brought to light some memories that I had that I didn't remember when I was a child. That break for about a minute or so in the middle with just the orchestra playing and the classical primavera kind of sound reminded me of when I was a little kid, like maybe 5 or 6, and my dad would drive around and we'd go get like fast food, and not knowing what to play for me, he'd just fiddle around with the stations in the car, and we'd end up on classical stations. And that kind of became our thing, where like I grew up as a little kid listening to classical music with my dad whenever we'd go run errands. So this actually brought that back in my mind, something I hadn't thought about in forever. So in addition to the awesomeness of what that was, it actually like even illuminated, if you will, a memory that I had forgotten. So that's actually kind of cool. Yeah. There's a lot of jazz happening. A lot of epic kind of sounds, especially towards the end. The choir was mic'd and put in the mix pretty low so that you couldn't necessarily pick them up or pick them out until the very end. Like around the last like 2 or 3 minutes, it sounded like they got put up like 200-300% in the mix. But before then, there was just a little hum. So there was just that like backing kind of brightness that didn't necessarily overtake what the instruments were doing. And when the guitar came out, that was so much fun. I don't think I've seen like a guitar solo like that in quite a while. I think what I'm getting from this entire presentation and concert is just how great they are as musicians. Like, there's no ego. They just have skill. And that's nice to see. That's really nice to see, because when people are skillful, you don't necessarily always want to root for them because of the personality. But like I said earlier, they each respect what the other people contribute so much that it turns into kind of like a love fest almost. It feels more like a jam, but obviously like coordinated. I feel so good. I feel good. Like the positivity at the end of this left me in like a really like good headspace. I enjoyed this immensely. Are they still touring? Because now I want to see them. Now I want to see them live. I want to see them live now. That's my critique.